Very good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss about an interesting topic called web hosting topic. Okay, I will give you different variants of web hosting. That is with the help of EC2 and S3. Okay, great. The work what actually we are going to do in this class. So first of all, let me share the screen. So hope screen is visible to everybody, right? So what we are going to do today, we are going to launch a website. So hosting. So first, let me explain the procedure for EC2. I will give you information related to SQ. What exactly we are doing here is, as you already were aware that we can launch a lab. That is, we have to step one. VPC. Well aware that how to create a VPC, and VPC is a virtual private cloud which is considering as a network. Okay, as you some subnets we can take, which is a combination of public as well as the private. Okay, so can you please anyone confirm me whether my voice is audible or not through the chat, so that I can proceed. Dear students, as of now I can see 38 students. Yes, it is audible. Yeah, Verma is mentioned. Yeah, thank you. Then what we can do here is we can so you can take bunch of EC2 of EC2 instance. First we will try. See, there are two different AMIs are available. So we can take like that Debian. There are various operating systems which can be provided by the AMI. So we will take some AMI machine image, right? So then for what we are doing here is, so what we can do here is we have to enable the public IP address. If you forget to enable the public IP, what happens is after launching your instance, though you copy the IP, you cannot able to see the website. Okay, so that is the reason why you have to compulsory your public IP. Okay, by default it comes with the disable. You have to enable it. Okay, next step number. Do one thing here, that is mandatorily you should make sure SSH is anywhere. Is it there or not? If it is there, well and good. If it is not there, make sure it should be there. Okay, next host your website, right? So in order to host your website, you have to have a port called HTTP port. Okay, so you want a specific IP address, only should able to access this website. What you can do in place of anywhere, make it custom and give that IP address. For example, your friend want to see a website which you have created. Okay, so you can ask your friend to share their IP address by taking IP config. They can able to see their public IP, and you can give that public IP, and so that only your friend can able to see the website which you are going to launch, right? So in this class, what we are doing, we are giving for everybody. We are giving for everybody, so that we have to give anywhere, right? Next, step number 6 is, what we have to do here is, we have to compulsorily download a key pair. So create a new key pair, create name it similar to the work which you are doing. Okay, so constantly you have to use the same name, like for EC2, whatever the name you have given, the same name you kindly give here, so that it will be easy for you. After launching, really you have to download key pair, and in this process to download in Google software.exe. You have to download compulsory. Next, you can do here is, please all of you try to make a note of all these lists. What you can do here is, you have to uh, launch and view your instance, and you have to wait till you get 2 by 2 check. So otherwise it is difficult for you to uh, view your website. Okay, this is the thing which we are doing. So up to now I have told you there are total 9 steps are involving in static web hosting. This is up to EC2, okay, portion 1. So first let us begin this. In the process, okay, I will also explain the remaining steps. Okay, uh, right? So in this part I am going to explain what is happening here is, you are trying to creating an EC2 server. Okay, so this is acting like an instance. Instance is nothing but uh, Linux. Linux EC2. Okay, so now you are allowing everyone to access this. You are allowing everyone to access this. For example, you have multiple clients over here. Okay, all are trying to connect into this particular server. Okay, all are trying to connect into this particular server. Where, with the help of this EC2, they could able to get the information from this EC2. Okay, they should able to get the information from this EC2. Whatever the information that you have kept in your EC2, like index, I can't able to do this. So index. So this is what going to be there. Whatever you have written here is going to be replicated over in your browser. So like client 1 can able to see that. Client 2 can able to see that. Client 3 can able to see that. Similarly, client N can able to see this. This is the server 1. Assume that this is the server 1. Right? So up to this it is clear, right? So please make a note of this, all of you. All of you make a note of this. so that we can start. So now what you can do is you can go to your AWS Academy. In order to do this practically, you have to log in into your AWS account as a student. Now you have got your learner lab, right? You have got your learner lab, and in this learner lab you have to start launching your AWS management console. Okay, so this is where we can do our own experiments. So as you already know that we have to start the lab. Right now I have been assigned with $100, out of which $0.1 already consumed. Okay, after getting this terminal statement, just click on AWS so that you will be directed to AWS management console. Perfect, right? Perfect, right? First listen what I'm going to explaining, then you can start doing this, right? So what I said, you have to open the management console. You have opened the management console, right? Next we have to open a VPC to create a VPC. So click on VPC. In the search you can find VPC, and out in that just to go to launch VPC wizard. Why? Because this is the ready-made VPCs are available provided by AWS itself. So with the help of that VPC with a single public subnet, I am going to creating a VPC so that I don't bother about giving all these kind of CIDR blocks. Just simply I can keep, for example, so yeah, this is a VPC name which I am using. So what I'm going to do here, for all my instances, for all my work, I'm going to use from here on Surya name only. So remember, right? So this you need not to do anything, and this also, if you want, you can keep no preference, but I strongly recommend consider the first one always. Okay, consider the first one always, and make a note of it. What kind of subnet you have taken? US East 1A you have taken. US East 1A means you are at North Virginia region, because you are going to North Virginia region you are using, right? So this is the public subnet. Make sure it is a public subnet. In public subnet by default NTA will be there. Okay, so which will direct outsider to enter into that particular network, right? So what happened here? We have created a network. Here we have created a network. In this network, one subnet is there. This is the network. Okay, this is the network. In this network, one subnet is there. So this is a public subnet. This is the public subnet that you have created. If you want, you can have a number of things. Okay, so here I am calling it as a VPC. VPC name of what? Surya. Surya is the VPC. Okay, next click on create a VPC. Just click on create a VPC. That's it. So you have created your VPC. So here you got a statement like your VPC has been successfully launched. Click on OK. Once, okay, let me open in the new browser here. Once it is created, see here, once it is created, it will tell you that it is whether it is a default VPC or you have created. Remember, for every VPC, there will be by default one VPC is available. By default, VPC will be available. Okay, you should not delete that. Manually you can delete, but you are recommended not to delete this default VPC. If you delete this VPC, the entire management console will be spoiled. Again, it is very difficult to get the default VPC back to this AWS console. So I strongly recommend not to delete your default VPC which is given by the AWS. So you always can able to perform your own VPC. Okay, so this is the VPC which is available, right? This is the VPC ID. Okay, all these are there, so we will discuss. Next point, a very important point is Next important point is you have to launch your EC2. Okay, so for that, what you have to do? You should go to a search box and type EC2. Type EC2, right? Dear students, are you following, ma? Dear students, please confirm. Are you following whatever I am explaining in the class? Come on. Thank you, Bhargav. Thank you, Sumant. Thank you, Gopi Reddy and Kalyan Reddy. Thank you. Yeah. So what you have to do here, you have to create a launch an instance. Just straight away launch an instance. Go to the free tier eligibility. The free tier eligibility, it is there. Go to free tier eligibility. Red Hat is there. So many are there. So out of which I am recommending you to go for the free tier. So this time I am considering EC2 instance. In the first class itself, we have discussed about EC2 creation, right? So this T2 micro, 1 CPU, 1 memory, 1 GB is available for us for free of cost. So just to click on create launch instance. Now number of instances are 1. Obviously the network which is showing is a default one. But what we have to do, we have to create the newly launched VPC, and we have only one public subnet as I mentioned, right? So that is US East 1A. So select, and by default it is disabled. What is disabled? Auto assign is by default disabled. So you should make it enable. This point you should not miss. Okay. Remember this point you should not miss. And now IAM role. Right now I am not connecting with any other services in the AWS. So that's the reason why I don't necessarily to take care of the IAM role. When you require IAM role, for example, when you want to connect with S3 from your S2, from your EC2, that time you require a IAM role. Okay, so now we don't require anything. So you can straight away go to add storage. In the add storage by default 8 GB is given. Maximum up to 30 GB you can claim. More than 30 GB it will charge you. Okay, so by default it is said that 8 GB is there. So make it clear, and also ensure whether the tick mark is there or not. You have to make sure the tick mark must be there. What it means? Delete and termination means after launching your instance, if you want to terminate it, it should allow us to terminate. If you disable it, so it is not going to delete it permanently. So that's the reason why I strongly recommend everyone to tick mark on that particular delete on termination. Okay. Next to go for add tags. I mentioned tags are not that much important, so just leave it. Okay. Next, go to security group. Here, what I have told you in the security group, by default SSH port 22 will be there. Make sure you will be having anywhere here. Means you are allowing every customer to connect to this particular server. C1, C2, C3, CN up to any number of clients you are allowing them to connect to your public subnet EC2. So that's the reason why you should make sure there should be 0.0.0.0/0:/0 must be there. Okay, next you are going to launch what static web hosting. In order to do this, you additionally recommend another port number called HTTP. The protocol is of type TCP. The port number of this HTTP is 80, and you have to make sure it is anywhere. And remember the instance which the security group that you are going to create, you should make it as Surya, because what happens, this is Surya security group, so later it will help us to delete easily. For the deletion it will be useful for us, so that's the reason why use the same name for easy identification. Some professionals, what they will do, they will use a date, then they came to know that when they have created. Okay, so it depends on how you are going to execute, right? Next, to go to a review and launch. Up Up to this is very clear, right? Up to this it is clear, right? And it is saying that improve your instance security group. Surya G is open to the world. Yes, it is telling, just telling and warning that it is open to everybody. They are going to see your instances. Is it okay for you? Like that they are asking. So it's okay for me. So just if you want to do some kind of edits, the last chance AWS is giving for us to edit here itself. Once you click on the launch, no provision of doing this. So it is the last chance for us to edit anything in this particular instance. So just click on launch. Before that, take a look of all these. One instance is there, your subnet, your network name is VPC, whether your network is EC2 or not, just check it out. Yes, it is EC2. So you are once again verified this, right? So and the storage is also 8 GB and there are no tags for me. I don't necessarily use these tags for my launching instance. So I strongly recommend you all also not to follow these tags. Then click on launch. Then click on launch. What you have to do here? You have to create your own new key pair with the name, same name you use. Name key pair. So it will be easy for us and immediately people are launching. Don't launch directly before downloading the key pair. Okay, so you have to download that and then only you should click on launch instance. Up to this, I hope it is clear, right? Yeah, now you have to click on your view instance. Up to how much time you have to wait here? You have to wait till you get by to check pass, right? So this is EC2 which you are creating, right? EC2. So just it is for our understanding purpose only. Just it is for our understanding purpose only. Understanding purpose only. Okay. Earlier I have created a Naresh EC2. Just what I am doing, I am just trying to delete, terminate this. I am trying to terminating this so that I can save something here. Okay, so now we should worry about our running instance, though it is showing the running as a instance state, but don't immediately connect to your EC2 because you have to also take care of the health of that particular instance. So health check is going to be done here by giving 2 by 2 marks. Okay, so meanwhile what you have to do, you have to keep on refreshing the page. Once you keep on refreshing the page, then automatically it will be executed very soon, right? So this is how it is going to happen, right? Just click on this. Right now you are at this place and see your public IP version address is created and your instance state is running and private IP address is also created and public IP version 4 DNS is also created, right? So once let me check. We have to wait for at least 2 minutes to get the health check passed. Okay, so I hope you are clear up to this point, launching the EC2 instance, right? So today's class is very, very important. Those who missed the class, I'm recording the session. Inform to your friends also to follow these recordings. Okay, and if you have any doubts, also please kindly go through with these records so that it will be easy for you, right? Okay, now once again click on refresh. Click on refresh. Keep on doing that till you get 2 by 2 check pass. Okay. The best and a good suggestion for everyone is once completing your instance demonstration, terminate it, okay, so that we will be in a safe hands. Whatever may be the version it is, either it can be a free version or it can be a paid version. For every version, you try to give your best for terminating the instances. Now You can see Surya_EC2 instance I have launched. At this instance has shown the health check as 2x2 check passed. Now it is eligible for you to just copy. See here, public IP version address I am copying and I am pasting it in the new browser, and what it is saying, this site can't be reached. Why? Because though I have given a security group as HTTP, it is not sufficient for me to show that particular website, static website. For that regard, what I have to do? I have to do some steps here. So what I have to do here, I need to go through with this particular commands, and these commands are going to be helpful for me to launch a static page. So let us see what you are going to do. Now, let us see whether it is going to be connected or not. To do so, there are two different methods. How many methods are there? Two methods are there. Let me write two methods. One method is directly you can select your instance and click on connect on top right side. Another method is you have to download the software called puttygen and putty.exe. So in the step number 8, you can able to see that puttygen software. Go to Google and search about puttygen free download. Puttygen free download. Just click on this and go to the software link and download. That's all. Okay, so let me show you where it is available. Make sure you are going to download puttygen only initially, because you have to download it separately. You have to download it separately. Just click on puttygen. I have already downloaded, which is there in my system, but still puttygen for Windows. See here, putty. Close it and then go for puttygen. Okay, in the Google it is going to displaying you. Just search here puttygen. Okay, then it is going to show us something related to puttygen.exe. See here, if your system is 32-bit, download this. If your system is 64-bit, download this software. Just click on that and wait for a while. It will be downloaded. If it is not downloaded by default, then see here it is downloaded. Now what you have to do? You have to open this and you should click on load and go to the downloadable PEM file which you have downloaded. What is that? Surya_kp.pem file. So here all are showing PPK files. So select all files so that only you can able to see the Surya_kp.pem file. Just click on that and open. Okay. Now, okay. Now what you have to do? Save public key is there, save private key is there. Remember, this PPK is nothing but a private key only. Okay, putty private key. So you have to have save private key only. Just save. That's all. The same file name you have to use here. Surya_kp.ppk. PPK. Okay, and save over here. Just to save it over here. That's all. It is going to be saved, right? And cross check whether you have saved it or not. Go to your downloadable file and see whether you can able to see the PPK file is there or not. Just now 349 I have downloaded. 349 I have downloaded, right? So that's all, right? So that's all. After that, what you have to do, this is your public IP address. What you have to do now, you have to download putty software also. Where you can get the putty software? In the search, you just type putty.exe. Putty.exe is also going to be shown here itself. There are so many are there, tar, all these are MSI, all these are not recommended. Only recommended software is .exe software. If your system is 64-bit, download it. How do you know that whether your system is 64 or 32? Just to go to systems information in the search and check it out what kind of operating system you have. So it is 64-bit. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm verifying it is, I'm downloading it is as by default 64 will come. So yeah, see here x64 based PC. So that is the reason why I'm downloading only the recommended putty.exe file. Just I am clicking on it. It will be downloaded automatically. If it is not downloaded automatically, you have to click on this so that it will be downloaded. Once it is downloaded, what you have to do? You should open that and go to your EC2 which you have created. Just to copy the public IP. See here whether you are in Surya underscore EC2 or not. Just cross verify and click on IP public, right? And in the putty at the place of host name, you have to copy it. You have to copy and paste it over here. Next, go to the connections. Go to SSH, go to auth, browse, and select the PPK file that you have created and open. So that it will ask us to accept. Click on accept. So that here from the putty client, you are connecting to the EC2. So that you have to keep the name as EC2 user. EC2 user. You have to name it as EC2-user so that it will cross check and connect to your EC2 instance. Is it done or not? Everyone up to this point is clear or not? Please let me know. Dear students, up to this point, is it clear? Hello? Up to this it is clear or not? I need every one of you, please kindly respond. Every one of you kindly respond for this. Sorry for that. And yeah, so we have successfully launched an EC2. Now after launching an EC2, what you have to do means what happened, you know, this fellow from putty and connected to this EC2. This fellow connected to this EC2. Okay. So if C2 want to connect, what C2 require? C2 require Surya underscore kp.ppk. If this C2 have this key, then he can able to connect to this. Like that, whoever have this key can able to connect to that particular virtual server. That is the beauty of this instance connection. Unlimited number of people can able to connect to that particular server and simultaneously they can work on that particular system. This is the beauty. You do it. You form a 2-3 members group and you cross check all this whether it is happening or not. Okay, you can share your PPK file through your Telegram group or your WhatsApp. Check it out and cross check whether it is happening or not. You ask somebody to create a file and some other can able to delete something in that and they can edit something in that. So you try to communicate among yourself and you form a cluster. Okay, so this is how the connection, right? So next what you can do here is Next, what you can do here is, after launching this, what I said, nothing, no? So now remember, up to this point is everything is clear, and you should have a Linux based some commands like ls. Ls means list, which is going to show, and pwd, okay, and you can learn something related to ls by man, and you can fit, okay. uh, you can come back over there by control X, okay, and you can create a file like cd ar, something like the, and cd surya, and you are entered into surya file. Now in surya file, if you want to create something, just nano txt, something like that, just you can type hi, and you can come out over there and save it as, and the file is available or not. You can come back by cd space dot dot. Can you able to see the screen, right? Yeah. So all these can be done by connecting to this particular EC2, right? Now, what else you can do? And did everyone observe? You find this dollar symbol here? Dollar symbol will tells you that you are in a bash shell. You are in a bash shell. Okay. So it is a user. It is a user. If you want to go to root account, what you have to do? You have to type a sudo su, so that you will get hash symbol here. Means this fellow is the user. Under user only Surya is this hash tells that it is a root. Under root only various number of users are there. One user is available, that is Surya. Okay. So like that, under this particular, anyone can have any number of files over there. Okay. So this is how I can say something related to this, and all these are just I'm telling you to give you a better information about the Linux. Now the actual game starts here. So what I'm doing, before I'm doing practically, what I'm going to explaining you is, yeah. So let me give you the information here. So this is the thing, right? So now what I'm doing here is, uh, 10. Step number 10, what you are doing, you are going to move from, for example, you are in dollar. If you want to move to root, you have to type this. In step number 11, what you have to do, you have to update some commands. Okay, you are at hash now. What you have to do, you have to type something related to your commands, that is yum update. Next step number 12 is, you have to uh, hash, and you have httpd and space hyphen y. Okay. Next step number 13 is you have to check the service. httpd space start. Next step number 14 is you have to type service httpd status. Status, why? To know whether it is running state or active state or pending state or ideal state. To know that, you have to do service httpd status. Next, what you have to do, and you have to type check config on. Later you can make it off. Next, to go to this, what you have to do here, you have to move to a particular hidden default folder is available, that is cd space HTML. You should go into that. Next, step number 17. You will be into HTML folder, and there in the HTML folder, what you have to do is, if you can type ls, you can able to see a file called index.html. After doing all this, you can able to see this by default web page. If you want to see this web page, what you have to do? What you have to do in your by default Apache HTML file, in step number 3, copy your IP public, IP version 4 public, and paste it over your web browser. Okay, and paste your web browser. Okay, web. So this is what you have to do over here. Then you can able to see a web page. If you don't do this, it won't come. So in order to get your static web page, you have to do all these steps. Otherwise, it is not going to be happen. Let us see, before doing all this, whether our particular server is capable of displaying all these web hosted information or not. Right now I am at Surya_EC2, and this is my public IP, and this I am copying over here, and when I enter here, nothing is going to be displaying, right? Now let me do some modifications over here. So sudo su, the same steps which I have mentioned in the paint, same steps I am going to type over here. Next, yum update y. Okay, so that it is going to be updating. Next, yum install httpd, you have to launch. You are going to installing. This is the key point which allows your static web hosting. If you skip this step, it's not going to work. Next, you have to check whether this service is going to be started or not. So httpd start. Then only it will start. Then only it is going to be start. Now to see this status, you have to type httpd status. Let us see that now it is saying that it is running. In the green color, it is showing it is running and active. Now you are eligible to see what I have done here. You can see the web page over here, the static web page over here. Are you getting, guys? The static web page is displayed or not? So somebody can ask me, sir, I don't want to display a static web page like this, sir. I want to create my own web page. I want to create my own web page on this. How can I do that? There is a procedure for that. To do this, what you have to do here is, you should go to the file which is available. So go to your place where this particular index.html is available. So go to where, go to www, go to HTML. Now you are at HTML, see. And now if you type ls, you can't see the hidden file, but you can create your own file here, nano.index.html. Yes. And you can write down here, welcome to static web page university. Whatever, something related to that. Okay. So you can just escape here and you can say yes, and you can just enter. You will be back. And now what you can do, just refresh your page. Instead of a static default Apache HTML page, it is going to displaying that welcome to static web page of KL University. Sir, I don't want to write like this, sir. I want a brand new website. What I have to do, sir? You can ask me that. If you are well aware of HTML, CSS, HTML5, you are eligible for doing all these modifications. Right now, what I am doing, I'm just doing something related to index HTML, and I'm going to paste some static page which I have taken over here as this page, and I'm pasting it over here. Okay, I'm pasting it over here. Now, okay, now Control X, save it, enter it. Okay, just go to your browser, refresh your page, and you can see my first S3 website. Is it something interesting or not, dear students? Is it something interesting or not? So this is how you have to launch your static web page. Okay, just by spending 5 to 10 minutes, you can able to create your own web page. Okay, if you are really good at HTML, CSS, JavaScripts, you can use and you can create your own web page, and you can give this and publicize this to anybody. As long as you run your EC2 instance, it will work. Once you terminate your EC2, it won't work. That's the thing. Guys, is it okay? Clear, right? Any more doubts? Please let me know. I am waiting for your response. I am spending time here just to make you understand this, and there is no other intention. So the time which you are spending here, let it be useful to everybody. Okay, just sitting in front of the system, okay, is not sufficient for my class. You have to interact, you should ask questions, you should clarify your doubts. Okay, so I'm giving you 2 more minutes, respond and clarify your doubts. Yeah. After this, I'm going to explaining the web hosting with the help of S3. Okay, web hosting with the help of S3 bucket. Okay, that is I'm going to do now. So meanwhile, you please analyze yourself how well you understood this concept. All these points, if possible, try to get the screenshot, and if possible, try to make a note of it. Right? So this is how you are going to display. Remember, this is running because you have mentioned the port number. This is running because you have used your port number. This is running because you have used your key pair. So everything is important here. Everything is important here, right? So understand? Sir, am I audible, sir? Sir, am I audible? Hitesh Garu, are you there? Hello? Hello? Can anyone respond? Hello? I can see only 2 messages. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Pavan Kalyan, thank you. Yeah. Please, you have to be active, na? Just for namesake, you should not be here, ma. Remember, okay? You will be thrilled, I am telling you. Today news, see, Amazon to host first ever career day in India, over 8,000 direct jobs are ready. Around 140 Amazon recruiters will offer over 2,000 one-on-one career coaching sessions for interested participants like you. There are around direct jobs 8,000 direct jobs are there. Today, September 2nd, they said this. Okay, I mean yesterday. Okay, yesterday they said this. It is very new information. Why don't you understand? In interview also they will ask these kind of questions only. Okay. So clarify your doubts, ma. Definitely I'm telling you the valid time which you are going to spend here in this class will be certainly useful for you. So try to understand and clarify your doubts if at all you have anything. Otherwise, if you can mention that in the chat box, proceed, then I can move to the next topic. Let us not waste the time. All our times are very, very important. Not only you, not only me. Everybody's time is important. Okay. Yes, students, and I instruct Leela and Sumant. Whoever completed the batches, collect the batches by sending the link to them and assign immediately learner lab class to them. Yeah, you want? Yeah, definitely. I can't able to copy this. I think you can take screenshot. Okay, take it as screenshot. Work simultaneously. I'm giving time to you to take the screenshot. Like this, not only HTTPD, you can install any kind of servers. All these are the web servers. You can install with the help of yum. With the help of yum, you can install whatever you want. Okay. So do some experiments on this, right? Yeah. Sumant and Leela, whoever completed the foundational course, for all of them, create a learner lab so that they can do this kind of activity which is going to be covered in our skill based laboratory, and in that they can able to work out all this. I'm telling you, every one of you should get learner lab as soon as possible and start working on all the all the 24 experiments which I have given in the skilling workbook. All must be completed. One fine day I will call you and I will check your workbook. Okay, for both lab as well as for the skilling, you must make sure you complete all the experiments day by day. Okay, so complete the task. Let us not wait for any other instructions. Complete it as early as possible. I want all my students should complete 24 experiments in skilling and 10 experiments in the lab. It should be there on your workbook. You have to get it. There is no other option, and that is only the proof that you are working. And I am going to verify that if I found anybody not going to do that, then fix it, underline it. You will be going to study the same course again in the next semester. Okay, I'm not going to make you pass for sure because you're not following the workbook. Okay, so the only proof that student is working for me is the workbook. If you are not in a position to show the workbook to me, then that's all. Right? Yeah. So this is the thing from my side, and I would like to continue the another topic. Shall I proceed for the next topic? Shall I proceed for the next topic, ma? Is this concept is clear for everyone? All the students? Only one student responding each time? It is like Sumanta and me both are discussing in the class. Huh? Satvika, yeah. Good, good, good. Yeah, please work out on it. Work out. This is one thing. Yeah, this is one thing where you can save, saving this. I'll do one thing. Is it possible for me to share? Yes. Yes, I have shared that. Those who want, they can take it. Right. The next thing is, next concept is, the next concept is interesting one. If time is not permitted, then I'll continue this class uh, in tomorrow's session. But anyhow, I will repeat it again. Don't worry. Let us keep this EC2 as it is. Let us keep this EC2 as it is. Okay. Now I'm going to explaining you another concept called S3 web hosting. Let us see how S3 is going to be hosted, right? So let us keep this as it is. Don't worry about this. Now the topic is, let me open the paint again. Paint, I am explaining you. We are creating a bucket. We are having a bucket. This bucket name is S3. Okay. This bucket name is S3. Storage service. This is a bucket. Okay. In this bucket, you are storing some objects. That object can be anything. Let us say index.html is one of this S3 bucket. You have copied into this. The moment when you are copying a file into the S3 bucket will be called as object. What we can call it as object. So for this object, you have to give a permission, publicly accessible permission. What you have to give? Publicly accessible permission. You should make it public. You should make it public. And in order to host this in the web browser, client will be there now. To see that the client, this client, you have to give a provision. Okay, this is a C1 client. With this browser, you would like to connect. So for them, you have to give a web hosting. You have to enable web hosting, static. You have to enable the static web page. By default, every bucket, the bucket name also you have to have. So name of the bucket is something like Surya 123. This is the bucket name. So this bucket you have to give. The name of the bucket you have to give, and you have to enable it so that this fellow can able to see what is there in this particular index.html. So this is what we are doing now. This is topic number 2. Okay. Yes, 3. This is topic number 3. Okay. This is what you are doing. Right. So now let me take you into S3. This is the S3. This is the S3, and this is how you have to create a bucket. The bucket is there. Give a bucket name as Surya, and S3 always shows a global. But here where you are going to launch this, you have to mention. So right now let me consider North Virginia, and in order to have a public access, you should not block all the public access, you should unblock it. That's what I have done here. Next, you should mention that I am going to acknowledging this, because we have to mention very clearly that we are going to face the consequences with the public access. So we should ensure the acknowledgement here. By default, AWS don't recommend public access, right? But you are going to do this, so you have to face the consequences for this. So you have to make sure the tick mark is going to be happening here. That is, I acknowledge. Next to bucket versioning. Bucket versioning is another topic where versioning will tell you that the previously uploaded index.html and present uploaded index.html, it shows that it is two are different. So by default, make it a disable until unless you know the importance of bucket versioning. Don't touch this. Don't touch this. Okay. Next, go to tags, go to encryption. All these are comes under security. Now you need not do that. Go to the advanced settings. No need to do anything. Keep it everything as it is and click on create bucket. It is saying error. Why? With the same name of Surya in the North Virginia, already one bucket is running. So that's why it is recommending us to use the different name. So use Surya 111. Use Surya 111. Probably it will not be there. So if it is, yeah, it is success. It is success. Now Surya, not Naresh 111. Surya is our bucket, and it is clearly mentioning bucket can be public. Yes. Now what you are doing, you have to go to the properties. You should go to the properties, and you should go to the endpoint, and you should enable the static website hosting. Click on edit, enable this. Here type index.html. Index.html. Okay, you have to type it as it is and save the changes. Click on the save the changes. This is one thing, right? Next, you have to upload what kind of web page you are going to display to the people. So for that regard, you have to upload a file. So before that, you should create one particular file. For example, this is my first S3 website at KL University. Okay, at KL. What I am typing here. Save as desktop html dot index.html. Click on all files. Don't forget, otherwise it will take it as text and replace it. Yeah, and close it. Yeah, that's all. So we have index.html. Just if you click on this, it is going to be displayed, right? So the same thing should be reached to everybody. Here if I open, I can only do this. But if I put it in the cloud, I should make sure everyone can able to open that. Let us see that. Okay. So now in this, I am going to uploading the same file that I have just created. Just click on index.html, open it, and in the below, see here permissions, give a grant public access to everybody to read, and click on I understand, and click on upload, okay. So it is successfully uploaded. Close this. Successfully uploaded, right? Now where you can get it, sir? You can ask me that, right? So you can see at the end static website hosting, there is an endpoint. This endpoint you have to copy, and in the chart I am posting that. Whether you can able to access it or not, tell me in the chat box I have posted whether it can be able to access it or not. Students, respond. Perfect. Yes, perfect. Anish, Pavan Kalyan, good. What about others? Others also just click on that and let me know whether you can able to access it or not. Let me know whether you can able to access it or not. Every one of you. Every one of you. So this is where you can copy your endpoint and check it out. Yes, it is my first S3 website. University. If you are really good at, if you are really good at displaying something interesting, okay, you just go to different websites and copy that and paste it over here and display to your friends. So this is how the people recently I have seen they are just displaying some content and say sharing to their friends, only to them. With the use of technology they are doing that. It's very interesting, right? Yeah. uh, this is how the things are going on, and if you have any queries, please feel free to ask me and clarify your doubts. Okay, so make public access, make public access, access enable static and copy point, paste it in browser. This is what you are doing. This is what you are doing, right? This is S3 web posting. That's all. And I'm going to share this through the chat. This is what I can do for you. Okay, so this is what is happening. This is the thing we are doing, and in the next class, what we are going to discuss about here is we are trying to integrating this EC2 and S3 both. Okay, get ready for that and try to prepare for the class. Come prepared for the class and clarify your doubts, ask your doubts. I'll try to do my best for that. Okay, so once again, Sai, Sumant, and another one, Leela, these two, and Amalotbhavi, you three, please try to get the data from your friends, whoever completed the batches. Make a screenshot of the batch and the reference link also. Put it in somewhere. I'll try to collect it. Okay. Help someone, some volunteer, please help me in this regard to collect all the batches from your class. Okay, so that we can show these many number of students have been completed this foundation course. That's why we have given